I decided to try and get all of the console boxes.
Okay.
This isn't the Street Fighter Big Blue cabinet. This is the Puzzle Fighter cabinet.
Every single N64 game, CIB.
Holy cow!
Guys, behind this door is a game room that I've wanted to see for a long time. Mort from Pixel Game Squad has an amazing game room, and we're about to check it out right now. Let's go. It's beautiful. Dude, there's so many games. So this is like the big thing. We're gonna get into it. Before we do, this is Mort from Mort's Garage. He's part of Pixel Game Squad, a great friend of mine. We've been 6 months or so, probably.
Something like that.
Talking. So, and he has an amazing game room. Now he has converted this basically. What are we in right now? What is this even?
Okay, so we are inside of a garage.
I'm noticing, first off, is this Zelda shrine. I love when people put like, different, different franchises together all in one section, and this is beautiful. I'm gonna ask you what your favorite piece is right here.
Probably for me, it's this one, because the thing about my N64 stuff is most of it is mine from high school. So most of my game boxes actually.
And that's clean too.
And it's clean.
You took really good care of your stuff.
I did, yeah.
Look at the shine. Look at the shine.
So I got that box a while ago for like $50.
Wow.
And was worth it to me.
It's amazing pickup. Okay, Mort has an incredible Amiibo collection. Do you know how many that you have?
I don't. I haven't counted.
Okay, I mean, there's dozens and dozens of them.
That's a fair assessment.
I mean, over here, up on the wall. Talk to me a little bit about Amiibos. Why do you collect those? I mean, obviously, you hardcore collect them.
No, I hate Amiibos. Actually, I used to hate
This is a very confusing game to
No, it is. I used to hate Amiibos because I think that I thought that they were just cheap Nintendo cash grabs, but then I ended up with a lot of them that I got for almost nothing, and then they were all loose, and I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, I was kind of like, well, I'm going to get the ones of my favorites. And then my buddy Jer, he gave me this Luigi one, and it ended up becoming super meaningful to me.
Wow.
And I would just kind of pick them up, and then all of a sudden, Amiibos just became super valuable. So a lot of the Amiibos, on the ground and all this kind of stuff, a lot of these are just things I've gotten for almost nothing, on OfferUp or garage sales, etc. And I've just ended up just keeping them around. I hardly ever use them for gameplay utility.
Yeah.
It's mainly for display. And then I've got them organized over here kind of categorically. So you have your Splatoon, Metroid, the Mario Wedding ones, and then all of this is Zelda stuff.
Did they count them as toys?
I don't know. Well, here's the thing.
Figures.
My kids do. My kids love playing with the Amiibos and making up their own stories and all that kind of stuff. So they'll take them all down and they'll play with them and that kind of a thing. They have far more utility in that respect than what people might use them for in a game or Smash Brothers or something.
Discover Amiibo, playable on a range of exciting Nintendo games, with more coming soon.
So one of my favorite things about this room that I've always seen in Pixel Game Squad videos is basically you have two spaces in here. You have a modern wall and a retro wall. Is that something that you knew you wanted to do in the space, or like that was kind of like the remedy to have both?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it was thought out enough to say that I want to be able to have, the retro stuff on a retro TV rather than try to get, HDMI cables and all that stuff to
definitely
try to update it, because this something always looks off to me. So when I bought this unit for storage and for just our regular household needs, I set it up so that we could put the TV and stuff in it too. So It's fun. So the main thing about this space is it's a space that's meant to be used. It's meant to be played in and had fun in. We have, you know, game nights about once a month where I cook a bunch of tacos. We have friends over, and then a few people will be over here playing games, and then a few people.
That's just a beautiful wall right there.
And then people will stand in the middle and then literally just kind of turn and spectate, you know, either way. So we'll get, you know, 10 or 15 people in here, and it fits perfectly. So that's kind of one of the coolest things about this, to make sure that it's awesome.
That's a great thought process. I love that.
Yeah. So intentionally, I didn't want a game room that was so much a display room, although it is set up to be displayed.
Right.
I wanted a game room that you could play games in, and that is something that we choose. Handhelds are an interesting sort of thing to collect for because I don't practically like to play handhelds unless I'm traveling or something.
Right.
But the PlayStation Vita was, when it came out, so unique to me, and I was just so interested in what it had to offer. So I kind of knew. I got my own console. It was just the standard console. But as the PlayStation Vita's life cycle continued forward, I decided to try and get all of the console boxes.
Okay, cool.
So
I'm like that too. I like to do that with the NES. I just did that with the NES, and I totally get that thought process. I love that.
So I have up here what I think is all of the NTSC, you know, North America region PSP console box variants.
Riff jumping in here because I've known Mort forever, and I know him as like the craziest, purest collector. And to be honest, I never thought you would have like a one-up style arcade.
Yeah.
I pictured you being like, I'm gonna get the most hardcore, serious, real arcade.
That's weird that you perceive me that way.
How did this get here?
I got this because Puzzle Fighter is on this cabinet. This isn't the Street Fighter Big Blue cabinet. This is the Puzzle Fighter cabinet. And because it's my favorite game ever made, and when they announced this, I decided to get it just because I love it. And my kids love playing Puzzle Fighter, which is really awesome. I'm training them in the correct way.
It quite literally looks astoundingly beautiful in this room, if I'm being honest. By the way, some of your gummy bears have to become clean.
That's fine.
Okay, good. And by some, I mean pretty much all of them.
That's fine.
So the N64 is one of my favorite consoles of all time. Really, for me, this was the first console I started buying games for myself.
It's the new Nintendo 64. So what's the big deal, and why is Toys R Us already sold out? We have the answers.
So right here, what we are looking at is the entire, every single N64 game, CIB, US release.
No,
CIB.
You're almost correct. It's every N64 game and box. But I'm missing two manuals.
What two manuals are those?
Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut and Transformers.
Because that manual is like, what's Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut now?
It's selling for like over $2,000.
More than the game, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So I want to know from this wall, what is your favorite game that people don't talk about?
Okay, so I have a couple. I can't just pick one.
Okay.
Body Harvest is one that I talked about on Pixel Game Squad.
That's a great game.
It sort of was the groundwork template for an open world game that DMA designed, who went on to make Grand Theft Auto. It's a sci-fi, bug splattering, 50s sort of aesthetic game.
Can I grab it? Is that cool?
Yeah. When that game came out, that's my box from when it came out. That was, you know, so many previews were hyping it up and talking about it, and when it came out, it just came out with a giant thud. No one really cared, but I really enjoyed the game.
I love that. So mine, and I see it here, which is crazy because I haven't seen this boxed in so long. Now people talk about it, but not enough. This guy.
Yeah.
Mischief Makers is such a great game.
Just me, Marina light years, and a lot of shaking. Oh, sure, those bees need their honey, but I need gold gems. The professor cannot wait forever. The evil empire will not allow it. So, where are you going?
Here's mine. New Mischief Makers, only on Nintendo 64.
Don't feel like people give it enough love.
You know why? It's because when it came out, it looked like a Super Nintendo game with just slightly better graphics.
It's like 2.5, what do they call it?
2.5D.
But everyone wanted 3D games, and then Mischief Makers came out as a well-made game, but it was just in 2D. So it was like, where's the next Mario 64? Where's the next Wave Race 64 or 1080? I don't want to play this Super Nintendo-looking game.
Still so good. So we could easily stay in this game room and talk about these pieces for hours, like literally hours. There's like, look, up here on the ceilings, there's games. There's games everywhere. I love that both you and Ricky are utilizing, you know, like higher elevated areas for boxes and stuff like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to point you over to Mort's channel, Mort's Garage. He's going to be doing a ton more videos about this collection, so you guys can get a little more in-depth stories about them. So tell them again, your channel is...
Yeah, my channel is called Mort's Garage, and I think I've got a little bit of a different take on, or at least kind of a different sort of aesthetic in terms of the game hunting stuff and collection things. I don't just talk about what's in the garage, I do a lot of other stuff too, and so I hope you come check it out. You might enjoy it, but it's just trying to be a positive, fun, lighthearted, family-friendly kind of a channel. Sealed games used to be, if there was a scratch in the seal, people were like, great. But then with game grading coming along, that all changed.
So please go check it out. You guys want to know more about this collection. I'm telling you, you do. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and until next time, peace.